I think everybody's in. Hi!
How's everybody doing? Hello!
Never mind.
Oh, no, there's more people.
Never mind. Okay, we have to shut up.
All right.
We didn't start the panel yet. Tell nobody when you start the panel. Okay.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay?
Yes, I think
That
we're good.
everybody.
Okay. I think that's everybody.
Okay. Begin.
I'm not convinced I'm watching you.
Hi for the first time.
Hi! For the very first time.
Hi!
How's Youmacon treating you? Yeah. For those of you that might not know, we are something witty at Project Mouthwash. On the line and do introductions just in case?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do it.
Hello, I'm Logan Laidlaw. I am one of the co-founders of Project Mouthwash, which does Limited Blade Works Abridged and Bleach S Abridged. And I am one of the many people that live in the Witty Wash compound.
Yeah.
I also play people. Oh.
See, she's helping you.
I see.
Yeah.
In their stuff, I play Asana's dad, and I play General Panty Smasher, and then screaming extras.
Yay, he did it. Hi, I'm X-Bubble Monkey X or Carrie. I'm the voice of Asana. And and I also edit our new My Hero, so I'm very excited about that too.
I'm also Death Arms.
I'm Yamato SFX. I play Kirito in Sword Art Online Abridged. I also played Deku in Maha. Edit and write some stuff.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
You're
fine.
all went right.
Yeah.
Right. That's fair.
Get out!
That's a fair thing.
Paul, that guy!
Security?
Why do you listen to her, Paul?
Hi guys. I am good. Hi, I'm Aaron. I voice Keith in their stuff, and I also voice that one security guard who goes yeet. And screaming extras. I'm one of the other co-founders of Project Mouthwash and one of the dorks of the Mouthwash compound.
Oh, secret stuff. Excellent. Okay. Okay.
No one's in any danger.
Yet.
Yeah. So we have stuff. We have some stuff to show you. I know. We're gonna wait until we have someone who knows how to work the lights to show you guys that stuff.
I didn't want to break them.
Yeah, right.
There's like an on-off situation that we haven't wrapped our heads around yet.
Yeah.
It's not even a switch, it's
Yeah.
a panel. And I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
What?
Oh.
What?
technology break.
What madness is this?
All you have to do is open the menu.
How dare
There is actually a menu button. I didn't want to mess with it because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but no, we have some exciting bloopies to show you guys. Yeah, we have the My Hero ones, which have only been shown on Patreon, and we have the Sword Art ones, which aren't even there yet. They're brand new. You guys are the first to see them. All right, so how do we kill time until we know how to turn the lights off? What do we do?
We could do a little bit of QA until we
We
figure that out.
could. Y'all have any questions just until we get the lights off?
Have you figured out how to open the menu yet?
No! Shut up! It's just sweet. Nathan! Oh, it's the other hand. Hi, Sorry? How do we all meet? Oh my god. Alright. How do we begin that?
That's the whole thing.
That's
What's
a
this
few
chronologically?
different stories.
Chronologically. Alright.
Okay, so the first So the first part of that would be, I think, about like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, like
I'm saying yes.
fairly early on in sort of, we... What are you trying to say here, Logan? I feel like there's some commentary being made on the volume of my voice.
Continue your story.
Security?
We'll get you.
Once you do it.
You're on my side too, did you know that?
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, anyway, so yeah, pretty early on in Sword Art, I think around episode 3. No, 4. No, just between 3 and 4.
Okay.
We put out an audition video asking for people to just like put in the comments your like demo reels and stuff like that, and to try and kind of fill out our roster of actors. And it's how we met a lot of awesome people. Like, that was how we originally got Disaster as Klein.
Yes.
And through him, we met Carrie.
Yeah. We were dating at the time, and it was very, I think my girlfriend would be super good as Asuna. And you guys were like, okay, buddy. No, that's fine.
I love the way he phrased it.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like, now guys, I know...
Do we not want this story anymore?
We'll wrap it up quickly. I was like, guys, I know this sounds bad, but I think my girlfriend would be really great for this part. It's like, you're right, Anthony, that does sound bad.
It's really bad, yeah.
But then he turned out to be 100% right. She's great. And then, yeah, as for everybody else, like it was like years later. How many years ago did this be? Like
3
3,
and
4?
a half?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, was it you who linked us to?
I sent you the video.
Yeah, you sent us a link to a song parody that you made of Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Lazy Day. Instead of like, today I don't feel like doing anything, it was today I do not feel like editing.
Yeah.
Which ironically I spent time doing instead of editing. But yeah, so you sent that to them.
Yeah, because I followed you forever, like a nerd.
And then in the song, not to hijack the story,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
in the song I mentioned I could be out walking around Vancouver. Oh, I see.
Yeah. See,
This is
it's
very
like-
unsettling.
I'm not the only quiet one.
I was about to swallow it. You're lucky I put it down. I mentioned that I could be out walking around Vancouver, which is where we all lived with that. Well, greater Vancouver area.
Pretty much, yeah.
And he looked us up, and he saw our Bleach Abridged, which was our main series at the time, and and was impressed with how fast we were putting it out. And we just got to talking over Skype at the time.
Yeah.
That's how long ago this was.
We all still used Skype instead of Discord.
And
Dark times.
yeah, and we just got to talking about production and voice acting and talking nerd content creation stuff. And then decided to meet, and then started working each other's things, and then moved in with each other. And then that's me. That's me and Aaron, by the way.
Real quick,
That's
Aaron, how did you meet Logan? Real quick.
We were in the same improvisation and stand-up comedy intensive. We were all super intimidated by all the other actors in the room. And then he said, does anyone want to play D&D? And I was like, yeah.
We got some D&D fans in the crowd.
Yeah, I think.
Bloopies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get to show them my hero, Bloopies.
And then we met on Christmas.
And yeah, we met at Christmas.
Or New Year's.
Right.
Was it New Year's, I think?
New Year's, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were already friends with Matt Kinsey because I linked into the video. And then it was just like, oh, you guys like work with Karen? Yeah, she's cool. And then you were like trying to ask me to be in your stuff, and I was like, I'll just wait for him to come to me. Bide my time.
Secretly for years.
So right, I know. You guys are like 2012. I'm like, man, he's a really good voice actor. And it takes till like 2017.
Yeah.
For you to be like, yeah, you're pretty good too. I'm like, thanks.
We both wanted to talk to each other for actually almost a decade, but we're both like, they probably won't like me very much.
It's so dumb. But Bloopies!
Bloopies!
Let's do it. We did it! So y'all like that? It was a good time? Yeah? Okay, well, we did it! We showed them
Alright.
Bloopies. Do you guys have any questions about the Bloopies or My Hero in general? Oh, got one, hey.
How did you guys,
Oh, yeah, got him.
how did you guys meet Taka from Team 4-Star?
Oh.
Because he does the voice of Walmart, doesn't
Oh, but
he?
yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, not super long story. Basically, the actor who first played Klein, Cheeseman Joe, and then later renamed himself to Drago Swim. He's old like school friends with Taka. So it was basically just a friend of a friend situation. He's like, hey, we're starting SAO. We could probably get Taka to be Kayaba. It's like, what? Really? It's like, I don't believe you. But yeah, he's super cool. He's been super supportive of our stuff. Like, I don't think we ever would have gotten noticed like to nearly this extent if you hadn't been tweeting about us like from day one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
But yeah, he's been awesome.
And he really wanted to be All Might. Oh my God. He loves All Might. He's like, give me this. And they're like, okay, I
He was
guess.
thinking about it all night long.
Yeah. Get out here, Paul. Let's hear it
So we're going to be here
Any
to
other way your
have you
questions?
guys line up about here, and I'll be standing here with questions. So if anyone has questions,
Yep.
because this doesn't go all the way to the back. Yay for things.
Oh, that's fair. We'll just get a couple more questions before we show the SAO ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put this like here in the middle. Yeah.
Hi, nice to see you and Aaron again, Yamato.
No.
So I do have a lot of questions, but I don't want to take up anyone's time.
Well, we're gonna have another question thing before, so just like a couple now, and you can do a couple later.
Oh, okay. I know this is just a general question, but how much time do you set a deadline for yourself for when you get episodes out, or do you just, when you're doing the writing, do you just say, is this? It's like, okay, this is all right. This is exactly how we want it. Now let's move on to the next step.
Yeah.
So, we do our best to not set deadlines because any time that we have in the past, or we've told people when we think something's going to come out, the computer that it is on explodes. It's happened like twice, and it's taken us a very long time to get stuff back. So, we tried to not.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then also, used to set a lot more deadlines, at least internally,
Yeah.
for older episodes, and I got sick a lot.
Yeah.
It was not the best.
It's not helping.
So trying our best to find a middle ground where we want to get it out more quickly than we are now, but we also want to make sure that our quality isn't sacrificed. Like,
Yeah.
we always want to make sure that like I really want to do like a crazy effect or like some kind of edit, but it's going to take a little while. We want to make sure we're always free to do that kind of stuff, where we don't prioritize some arbitrary deadline over just doing something we think will be awesome.
Yeah.
I can attest to that every time they've come close to finishing an episode after moving into the compound, Izzy's computer has exploded. Every episode. Almost exactly when it's about to be done.
He just goes too
Every
hard,
time.
man. And it's so hard.
And then it spends like 2 weeks getting fixed, during which time he goes insane.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, when it broke this previous time, it wasn't quite as bad as like last year when my hard drive was fried.
Yep.
I had to
blame
take it to a
Logan.
data recovery place that's like charged like $2,000 or something to say, I mean, maybe we can recover months of work. We'll let you know in a week or two.
It was rough.
It was bad. It worked out, thankfully, but...
Back
yeah.
blaze is a good thing.
Back blaze.
Back blaze. Just
Not
generally
sponsored, yeah.
back up your stuff. Oh, so many backups. Like digital cloud backups, physical backups, as many as you can manage.
Do it. And then this last episode, when your computer also broke, it wasn't quite as bad because I'm very proud of you. You handed off doing some flip flaps for sword art to me because I'd finished working on my hero, so I didn't have anything to do. So when you couldn't do any work, you were like, at least progress is getting made. I'm still mad about this, but we're still moving forward. God damn. Like, oh, so
just,
good.
so yeah, I just spent like a week or two like hovering over your shoulder, micromanaging your own work. So I really think that this half open should be like 1 frame earlier.
I really think that you should go good. Oh, so
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good question. Hi.
So I was wondering, when it comes to My Hero, do you already have someone or have someone in mind you want to be all for one?
We do.
Me, obviously.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 voice actors that were like, ooh, but at the same time, you never know what's gonna happen. And with a lot of the cast for My Hero, we're gonna be doing auditions again. And with that first run of auditions that we did, we've actually found like a couple really good voice actors that we wouldn't have found otherwise. We're
Yeah.
really happy and excited to be working with new people.
Yeah,
So yeah, yes. So you never know, there might be more auditions for that boy. Hi.
Okay, first things first. Nothing
On the
wrong with
real
being
loop.
short.
Yeah, sorry, go. Yeah.
Anyways, so how good at editing do you need to be to do abridging? Because apparently the lip flaps are the most important part from what it sounds like. So is there like a certain skill level, or is there any advice you would give to somebody that would be doing that?
So the way that we, like, each of our teams edit our shows it's totally different. Like, I edit, like, most of My Hero, and then for more complex things, Izzy will come and help me do, like, After Effects and whatnot, because I don't know a whole lot of that. And you just know how to do basically everything. So it...
Not everything. I try.
You can get away with just learning how to do lip flaps and stuff like that, and that's totally fine. But it's also, like, people can tell when you're having fun with your videos. So if you want to experiment and do more crazy things, it shows. People really like it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And just like, yeah, like to add in, I don't think like any of us really knew much about editing when we started doing this.
Self-taught.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
we started at 0 and just like, we practiced.
Yeah.
So like, there's really no like, there's no entry point. Like if you know nothing about editing, just go for it. You'll figure it out as you go.
Honestly, you can Google everything that we do, and someone will have a tutorial for it.
Kaiser has a lot of great tutorial videos up that if you want to watch things, that's great. Lip flaps are very important. I wouldn't say the most important thing. They're more about immersion because they help keep you in it.
Yeah.
What's most important, I think, varies greatly from group to group and person to person and editor to editor.
Yeah.
Some of you may or may not know who EOD is. He does crazy things that none of us try to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you know what egg zone means, but
He is a wizard.
he's an editing wizard.
Yeah.
Like, even between our 2 groups, we have very different focuses. As a baseline, learn basic video editing and try to wrap your head around the frame-by-frame nature of lip flaps. Look up Kaiser's tutorials, and then from there, just try to pay attention to and learn the things that you enjoy, and then if you want to start making content, try to apply those things to what you're making. Because as Carrie said, I agree that the most important thing is if you're having a lot of fun with your project, then people will enjoy watching it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, and also, as somebody who's a music producer who lost many, many, many years of work because their hard drive nuked it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
Back
so
up.
sorry.
Back up every single week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes every day.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
I think I'm really sorry. We might need to pause questions just so we definitely have time to show bloopies, but we're gonna have them after. I swear. Okay, so we're gonna do some winner bloopies. Yay! We did it, hooray! Yeah, 15 minutes for Q&A. Woo!
Run,
What do
run,
we got?
run.
Run. Oh, jeez. Oh no.
Oh, I totally thought you were
Oh,
going
no.
to the front of the line.
I know. I totally thought you were gonna do the same.
I was going to be okay with it.
Oh. Hi.
I was wondering, you guys heard of the 2GS bootlegging channel?
No.
No, I don't think
He did his, he did a couple, two-off sorter online
Oh, cool.
thing. And
Wait.
a lot of people in the
Wait,
comments.
is this Hustle Art Online?
Yes.
Yes, we've
Hustle
seen
Art.
that. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name of the channel just then.
Yeah, and you guys
they're
got in touch with that
great.
guy because there were a lot of people in the comments who really wanted Abridged Kirito and Hustle Kirito to
Oh, get on it.
that might be a good time.
Might be weird.
You never know.
The weirder, the better. It is on.
It is. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
No, that's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are we going to be seeing a remake of, not a remake, but are we going to see the Kirito's Always Right Foundation and SAO2?
That's a good question.
Is it going to be there?
Oh, sorry, what was the question?
Is Kirito's Ultra Foundation going to be in SAO2?
Oh, and SAO2. I mean, if you really think about it, it's in every episode.
But just like a giant banner just like pop out.
Can't promise anything, but like if there is a point where it feels natural to bring that bit back, then absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But we try not to like shoehorn it in.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you. Hi.
For all of you guys, is there anything that you ever ad-libbed? And if you have ad-libbed something, what's your favorite ad-lib?
Favorite ad?
Okay, I'm trying to think of ad-libs, but I know that after I became Asuna, you guys kind of started writing her a little bit differently to fit the humor that I have.
Your energy.
My energy, that's the way to put it.
That's
so
diplomatic, right?
That's the nice way to say it. I'm trying to think though, of specific ad-lib things.
Not one that I did, but I'm fairly sure. I think in the episode where Kirito and Heathcliff have their duel in the Coliseum, I'm pretty sure that one of the announcer lines that Eagle did, they're like, "No, not my face! I need that for radio!" I'm fairly certain that was all him.
That feels all Eagle, yeah. Oh, what a good one. You have one?
None of my ad-libs made it in per se, but the brought to you by Uplay thing. We'd already recorded most of that, and I just made that joke while he was recording for his lines, so we brought Chase back in because that was a really good tag on.
Yeah.
So that's the closest thing I have to an ad-lib.
I remember mine now. As a joke, I made a spitting sound in the booth. And then Izzy was like, yeah, no, that's really funny. I'm just going to animate her spitting on his face. So that was me. Yeah, I did that one.
Just set Asuna's tone for Alpha.
Yeah, right.
That's right. Yeah, she's not taking this line down.
I don't think I have any ad-libs in your guys' stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say the greatest contribution I ever gave was the word throbbing to the unconscious Asuna scene. As I was just walking in while they were scripting, I'm like, throbbing, it's an amazing word.
You know he's right.
He's correct.
It's a solid word.
Anyway, thank you.
I hope we didn't think too hard for that
Hey, we're doing it. That's what today's going to be.
How many people do you think you're going to need to handle the entire class of My Hero Academia?
So many.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, there's like 30 kids in that class, right?
20 and 1, and then
20.
a couple.
Two of which you already have Bakugo and Deku, so that's 19 for the.
Yeah. So,
Almost like it's a whole class of people.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Weird.
dude, we
A lot of people. Normally, Like normally, we tend to not like double cast anybody.
Unless it's like one of our like.
Well, this feels a bit like
Yeah.
kind of like what you have to do with for Bleach when they have like an explosion of characters. Some people might just have to get views.
How many people are you?
The way we handle Bleach and the way they handle their stuff may possibly be different.
In that we don't make one person everybody.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How many characters do you play?
In Bleach?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
How much time do we have left?
The answer is yes.
Not enough.
But yeah, we're thinking that some people we might have to like double cast and things like that. But we are really excited because we're going to be, once we figure out each of the characters and the scripts and whatnot, we're going to like put out auditions for those characters. So we're really excited to find new people.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
for those we double cast,
Yeah.
at least maybe someone like a classmate and then someone outside.
In the
Yeah,
P class.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
What's the favorite joke you've ever written for any of your shows?
Don't think too hard.
One of my
one
favorite
easy.
things is when something gets thrown out. Yeah.
It's a dark night. A cold night.
Well, I know ours.
That was Renji.
I'm a detective. It was a dark night, a cold night, a dark cold night. I was Renji.
So dumb.
Easily my favorite.
That's a question that like we always know the answer to right up until we're asked.
I know.
Like favorite joke, like one of my go-tos as like just like for a single line, just like a friggin' landmine deals with pressure better than me. It would kill fewer people.
It's also really hard to pinpoint like jokes that we've written because like the three of us, like, and Mac's not here. We're sorry Mac's not here. Sad face. But yeah, the three of us, it very much is a process of like one of us says a thing and then the other one builds on it and then we kind of work together to form a joke. So it's really hard to be like, that one's mine. It's very much a team thing. So it's really hard.
It doesn't have to be the one that you specifically wrote. It's just like in the show in general.
Favorite joke?
Something to go back to a lot.
Right? We're on the spot. No. Funny to leave that with us and if we think of it, we'll go. Just so we can get through the lines. It's a big line of people. Thank you. I'll think on it. Okay.
Hi. I have a general question about the creative process. So your episode length varies a little bit from episode to episode. So going into it, do you set like, you know, from like the canon or whatnot, like an episode length and then just watch it and then say like, oh, this would be a good joke, this would be a good joke, and just set that length and then make your episode off of it?
See, that would be a smart thing to do. No, we don't do that.
Do you not know who you're talking to?
Yeah, we pretty much just sit down and watch the episodes and then we'll occasionally go off on rants and then it ends up being too long. That's just how it do.
We try and cut it down as much as we can, but
Episode length is also really hard to predict.
Yeah.
The general idea that a page will equal about a minute, but given that the medium is very visual, it's sometimes hard to stick to that. So a 20-page script can sometimes end up being 30 minutes.
Yeah, you also don't know like the pace that an actor is going to say stuff at
Yeah.
and just like the space in between. So yeah, it's very hard to predict, but that's a cool way of thinking of it though.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Favorite joke. Favorite joke.
Right?
I want to know, how did you guys meet Octopimp? Because I was a fan of him before, and then I heard his voice, and I was like, oh my god.
How did
Dude,
you
I
guys
love
know?
How did, okay, you know what? It was me. I remember that it was me.
It's all Carrie. It's
I
always
know,
Carrie.
right? I just talk to everybody.
you told us to tweet him, right?
Yeah, I think you know what it was? Me and Anthony made Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We made one episode of that, and we just asked him out of just like being fans of like 50% off and everything, being like, hey, we want to be the bad guy in Brotherhood. And he was like, yeah, man. And then when you guys were like looking for other stuff, I was like, yo, Octopimp though? And you guys were like, who? I'm like, guys, what's 50% off? My God.
Octopimp.
Oh, like, yeah, so then you tweeted at him, and he's like, yeah.
Oh god, this guy's great.
Yo, right? Yeah, it's just asking people. That's pretty much it, yeah.
And he's just super nice.
He's
Great to do
so nice. He's so nice.
I would think so.
Yeah, right. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Favorite joke? Like on the
I mean, does that have to be a line?
I don't know.
Mine's the girl in the god forging scene.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is one of my all-time
I
favorites.
still think about your favorite jokes.
Yeah, right? Yeah, hi.
So, as the future of My Hero goes on, and as the future of Sword Art goes on, will we see more bits like the short of the Kyoto's Always Right Foundation, like little 2-minute shorts again, or possibly?
Oh.
Hard to say, because that one was primarily to advertise a new Patreon at the time. So definitely it warranted spending a lot of time making that short and making sure that it was as good as I could make it. Yeah, I don't know. We would have to have like a really good idea that like didn't fit into an episode.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Usually there are 4 things, is the thing. Like, the majority of the shorts feed into a con ad or Patreon.
Yeah, like the happening.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the
exactly.
happening. The
Or
happening was
unlocked.
fun. Yeah, for unlocked. That's a good time.
Yeah, it's usually for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's usually commercial. Okay, so we have 5 minutes. So we need to try to
Okay,
fire
yeah,
this question. Want to get everybody?
Rapid fire.
Sorry. Hi.
So I asked this question to Team 4-Star, Little Freebo and Friends, like fucking 9 years ago at St.
Oh, no.
They gave me a music number so far.
No, don't say that. We can't live up to that.
Are you planning on any like collabs or like any like work together groups with like Dragon Ball Z Abridged or like any other abridged series?
Technically, that's what the Witty Wash compound is.
Technically, that's what we do like all the time. Like, I
With the
mean,
schmucks?
Yeah, with the schmucks and TFS, and because like I mean, Sword Art, we had Kaiser in there, and like My Hero, we got Talk in there. We have all you guys and a whole bunch of the schmucks, and we love collaborating with people.
Collabs are
Do you
kinda
mean
just,
like writing wise?
Like production wise, like there's the whole Cell Saga crossover thing. Yeah. Stuff like that maybe.
Nothing planned in that sense.
Yeah, it'd be neat. But again, every team has very different editing and like production like ways that they do stuff. So who's to say? That would be a situation of we'll all come up with an idea and then throw it at one person to work on, like, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So 2 very quick things. Can you quote the Dragon Group sword about the Dragon Group sword and SM?
Oh, the Dragon Cruiser. I mean, part of that would not be okay in a an all ages panel.
You can beep it. Just say the word beep.
That'll be easy.
Do it.
The piece of
Beep.
dragon that is. Then followed by your name and like all your contact info.
Second thing, when you support the Kirito's Always Right Foundation?
I mean, of course we do.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. I mean, Asana's pretty right a lot of the time, so. What was it? Yeah, Kirito's always right, but Asana's never wrong. That's how it goes. That's how
Some debate on that.
Shut up. I'm never wrong.
It's like sub-department within the foundation.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Fringe.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you very
We are
much.
not associated with them in any way.
Rogue Splinter Cell.
Hi.
Oh, perfect. I don't know. Normally I'm just naturally loud anyways, but
yeah.
anyway, so as a voice actor, and I'm sure there are others around who voice act as well, where are the auditions going to be posted at? Is it just like Twitter? Is it just like literally everywhere?
Very good question. So we just finished our first round of them, and we tried to post them everywhere that we could. We had like a Google link and everything where you guys could email us, posted it on our YouTube community page, our Facebook page, and our Twitter, right? Yeah, so any place that's like unofficial, something witty, like social media place, we'll post it there.
Awesome.
Make sure
I
you know.
consider for aspiring VAs trying to get in with these things. Look for announcements like that. Don't use YouTube comments as your way to try to get in.
Oh yeah, no.
We don't
Never planned on it.
No, it seemed not. Just in general.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hi. Oh, sorry. I also really love the Guru and the God in episode 7, but my question was, where did Don Fluffles come from? Because I love him so much.
Oh, where did what come from?
Don Fluffles.
Where did Don Fluffles
Oh, where
come
did Don
from?
Fluffles come from? That would have thought.
He came from the cold and frozen wastelands of Canada.
I think that might have just been like, that was really early on, so that would have been me, Mac, and John, like the original Klein, just like riffing on stuff, like we were just, I don't know, just spitballing really dumb things.
Like you do.
Like, that's even more impressive than the cat who learned to play. Yeah, what if I actually just photoshopped a cat head on it? No, I got an it. You know Ghost Stories. You know the cat from Ghost Stories? I have the DVDs. I will take those DVDs, I will screen cap it, and I will Photoshop the head onto a dude. It makes total sense. It's totally explainable in canon.
See why episodes take forever? Because that stuff like that happens all the time.
So it's Izzy's fault.
Cool, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
We got time for one more.
Not so much a question, just as someone that was that kind of high school shut-in gamer that always had to be right, was above average intelligence in high school. I just have to say thank you guys. Kirito was basically me back in high school, and it is kind of fun because nowadays I actually have friends. And when I describe myself in high school, I can literally go, these guys do exactly what I did. So,
Cool.
Again,
I get that.
thank you for all your work.
Sapphire, my boy, how you doing?
Hello. So, because the panel's almost over, and I know that there are a couple people here who like D&D, what's this about a Nat 19 panel today?
I know. So we have a Nat 19 panel, and if you don't know what that is, that's our D&D show that we all do.
Yeah. On the Blazing Azure Crow Twitch every Saturday at 1 p.m. PST. As for the panel, you can find that over at what is
Ontario West.
Ontario West.
Over in the Marriott building at.
I know. We gotta go back to work all day, but at 2:30.
At 2:30.
That's the time to get there. 2:30.
Yeah,
So if you want to catch more of us, you'll definitely be able to do that there.
Exactly.
And since
Come
we
on,
have-
D&D, be ginormous with us. We're so excited. It's the first one.
We want to do more panels like that. We want to talk about D&D for hours.
But yeah.
Thank you so much.
These last ones out.
Okay, we'll try to get through these last two, and then we're gonna have to get out of here.
So, have you seen the video that Explanation Point did, and would you be open to a collaboration with Bryant?
We have seen the video. It's very, very flattering.
It's insanely flattering.
Like, oh my god. I mean, that'd be cool to do collaboration. Like, yeah, he hasn't like reached out to us or anything, I don't think.
No, but I mean, if he had some sort of like episode or some kind of like video idea, like I think we'd be open to that.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because I think with his editing skills, it could be really interesting.
Oh yeah, it'd be neat.
Yeah.
It'd be a really good time. What a good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think this needs to be the last
I know,
one.
we're like at time. I don't want to.
Do you have any intentions on doing any jokes involving the recent shit shows that EA, Blizzard, or Bethesda have
Remember when that Bethesda joke wasn't a big thing?
It feels prophetic now.
The short answer is probably if they work.
Yeah. The short answer is like we try to write jokes that'll have some staying power. So depending on how I guess culturally relevant that sort of thing is, like years from now, maybe. But we try not to like do things that are like news right now.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hate doing this, but that's the last one we got.
Oh,
yes.
I'm
sorry.
I was wondering if you could do you no need to wonder where your God is line.
There you go. Speak in there?
Let's see. I think we can do it.
Okay. Let's do it. You can do it. I have faith in you.
Shoot. And I don't have my phone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Wait. It's on the Google Drive. I
Yeah.
don't have access to it. Okay, he's got to do some memory.
All right.
Here we go.
No pressure, Izzy.
You may think you got me all figured out, but there's one thing you didn't account for. My numbers are bigger than yours. You could hit me all day, and you would not be any closer to beating me. Not that it wouldn't be fun, but you see, there's no need to wonder where your God is, because he's right here, and he's fresh out of mercy.
Perfect.